Hi guys, it's Jessa from Honest Fiction and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing my September TBR. Alright guys, so I kept this TBR list pretty short. For one, I go back to work full time in September and I am so bummed about that. And on top of that, I'm starting at a new school district, so I'm like super nervous. And I just know I'm not going to get nearly as much reading done as I did in August. But there's still a decent amount of books on this list that I'm very excited about. So if you're unfamiliar with my channel, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I post new bookish content. You can also check out my Instagram and Goodreads, both linked down below. With all that out of the way, let's talk about the books I want to read in September. Alright guys, so starting off with adult fantasy, I did not read any fantasy last month, so I really want to make up for that in September. So this first book is actually one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and that is Babel by R.F Kuang. So this is the same author that wrote The Poppy War, and I am so excited about this book. I keep seeing people that have reviewed it, whether they received ARCs or they've read it really early, and everyone seems to be loving this book. So I don't know very much, I just know that it's dark academia and there's like a secret society, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Fairy Loot's September pick for their adult fantasy box. So I just feel like it's the perfect book to start off the beginning of the fall school year, and I cannot wait to pick it up. Alright, and then moving into YA fantasy, I really want to read Violet Maid of Thorns, and this is by Gina Chen. So this is following a witch and then a cursed prince, and something happens where their destinies become entwined, and people have compared this to like Serpent and Dove, which I really enjoyed. So I cannot wait to read this. This is actually Fairy Loot's version. It has really pretty like ombre edges, and I have been looking forward to this book since I heard about it. Apparently a lot of people are saying it's very cute and very autumnal, so I think this will be a perfect book to read in September. Alright, and next up is another YA fantasy that I've had on multiple TBRs but have never actually picked up, and that is All of Us Villains, and this is by Amanda Foody and Lynn Herman. So I've seen a lot of fellow booktubers talking about this and really enjoying it, and I really wanted to pick it up last autumn just because this has like those darker vibes, and I feel like I gravitate more towards like darker YA in like the fall and autumn time. But this is following 7 families, and they are all evil villains, and they send their kids off to fight to the death. And I definitely want to pick this up this month, so it's definitely a priority read for September. Alright, and next up we have What Hunts Inside the Shadows, which is the sequel to What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper Woods. And I actually have a full spoiler-free review I will leave in the cards and in the description. But I love the first book. I cannot wait to see what happens in the second book. So the first book is following this girl that lives in a very patriarchal society. And in this society, there is a veil that separates the Fae from the humans. And in order to keep this veil running smoothly, a human has to be sacrificed. So our main character ends up being the chosen one to be sacrificed. And when she's about to be sacrificed, the veil ruptures. So now she is on the run from the Fae. And the Fae are like marking these humans to take back to the Fae world. And I just absolutely love the first book, so I cannot wait to see what happens in the second book. I'm pretty sure it comes out at the end of August, so I will hopefully be reading it very early in September. Alright, so moving into romance. I only have 2 books on this list. The reason being, I have found I'm very much a mood reader when it comes to romance. So some days I really want like a dark, gritty, mafia or taboo romance, and then other days I want like a really lighthearted, like small town romance. So I don't want to put books on here that I'm actually not going to read. So I know I want to read these 2 books. So the first one is Daisy Haites, and this is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe. So I will say, I might not actually read this book, I might read the third book. So Daisy Haites is actually following a different couple than Magnolia Parks, and I really want to know what happens to that couple, so I might skip this, read book 3, and then come back to this one. But I will definitely be reading at least one Magnolia Parks book in September. And last up, I want to read Love on the Brain, which is the second book in Ali Hazelwood's STEMinist rom-coms, the first one being The Love Hypothesis, which I actually really enjoyed. I know it was very hyped on like Book Talk and Bookstagram, and it was like Adam Driver fanfic or Kylo Ren fanfic, and it was also fake dating a professor-student, and it was really fun. So I'm very excited about this newest release. I believe this is enemies to lovers and like forced proximity, so it should be a really fun time, and I'm so excited to continue with this series. All right, guys, so obviously I'll be reading more books than this in September, but these are the books that are just highest priority that I will definitely be reading. So please let me know down in the comments below, what book are you most excited about reading in September? And I said this already, I post new videos every Thursday and Sunday, and if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. I will see you all next week. Bye.